Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review of the Nike Flyknit Max. Now as you can see, it comes in an orange Nike performance box. I'll give you a quick look at the label. It's officially called the Flyknit Max, size 9.5 US. The colorway that I have here is Vivid Blue, Black, Gym Red, and Atomic Orange. And the retail price sticker is ripped off. But these guys retail for a fairly steep $225, which I personally feel is a little bit overpriced for this particular shoe, but it does incorporate Air Max and Flyknit technology, two of Nike's kind of flagship technologies at this point in time. So obviously when they put both of those together, you can expect a very expensive outcome, which is of course the Flyknit Max. Now I didn't pay full retail for these, and you don't have to either. You can actually get the launch colors. This is one of them for below the retail price. They are marked down on sale now. You can check out the review page on my website. There'll be a link in the description, and on that review page you'll find buy it now links to all of the available prices, including the ones that are on sale. And to me, I just really like this shoe. I think it's overpriced, and that's kind of the reason why I've waited until they went on sale to grab myself a pair, just because, like I said, I couldn't really justify paying $225 for something that, yes, they consider it to be a performance shoe, but I don't personally. To me, this Air Max sole, it's very comfortable to walk around in. It does provide some really good cushioning. It isn't the most flexible, to be completely honest with you guys, and in terms of using this as a serious runner, you definitely could do that. But I really don't feel that the Air Max unit, the Air form of cushioning that they offer in their current Air Max lineup, surpasses or beats or even comes close to a standard foam cushion style of running shoe. So again, that's kind of my personal opinion on whether or not you could use this as a performance shoe. You definitely could. It's intended as a performance shoe. It comes in the orange Nike box after all. But again, I don't think it's the best option as far as running is concerned. To me, this is more of a casual wear shoe all the way. So in terms of what you're getting for your $225, if you pay the full retail price, is actually a very high quality product. And that's something I can say about all the Flyknit products that I've gotten my hands on, and that is most of them at this point in time. Flyknit is a very interesting material from Nike. They've been using it since 2012 and putting it on more and more models. This is just the first time we've seen it on an Air Max unit. And what they've done to allow for this Air Max unit to work with the Flyknit upper is actually make a very, very thick and kind of rugged form of Flyknit. It's the thickest Flyknit shoe that I've seen so far, and I think they had to make it thick just because this Air unit is actually fairly heavy. The shoe itself in a 9.5 actually weighs in right around 13 ounces. So Flyknit is normally a lot thinner than this. Normally it's more airy and stuff. It's still very sock-like and very flexible, but it's a lot thicker, again, just to support this fairly heavy and not so flexible Air Max base on the shoe itself. Now as you can see, the Flyknit upper is fairly dense. Again, there's not a lot of openings for ventilation or anything like that, but you can see it's very well constructed, and there's a lot of detail in the Flyknit, which is part of the reason why I like this particular Flyknit pattern on the shoe. The main base color is of course this vivid blue, which is very, very vibrant in person, much brighter than I honestly was expecting. I hadn't seen them in person until I ordered them, and actually they were delivered to my house. But you can see that it's definitely a very, very interesting color, very bright, and I actually quite like it. And I think that the orange and the atomic red they have on here, the gym red and atomic orange on the shoe accent very well with this vivid blue color. You can see that you have your Flyknit. The first two strands here are red, and then the last three are orange. And you can see the Flyknit actually kind of running through the upper, which is pretty cool. And then there's just little strands of red and orange kind of as accent color in the form of these little dots all the way around the upper, which to me is just very, very cool. And it's interesting how they just kind of managed to put these little kind of red and orange stitches in the middle of things. I'm not sure how that works, but again, it's very complex, and it shows how advanced Flyknit technology is. And again, you can see just by the sides here how thick this version of Flyknit is versus something like the Nike Free Flyknits, which is a much thinner, much more stretchy type of Flyknit material. This one, like I said, doesn't have much stretch to it, but it's still very soft, flexible, and sock-like overall. You can see the laces run down the middle. It does have flat laces, and you can see you have your Nike Flyknit Max branding right there on the tongue. Really nice Flyknit tongue as well. This does have a heel liner, unlike some of the Flyknit models. It's got some extra padding, and of course it's lined in that same vivid blue color. So for the most part, it still has some nice structure to it, even though it is still going to have a sock-like level of comfort. On the back, you do have your little pull tab in vivid blue with these little kind of lines there in like a 3M reflective material, something that is pretty standard for any running shoe. Of course, the Nike swoosh is on both the lateral and medial side, and it's basically just painted on in black as your kind of main accent to stand out against the rest of the shoe, and I think it does so very well. In terms of the outsole itself, you can say you have your top layer of foam acting as kind of your base for the Air Max unit. It starts off as atomic orange and then fades to a gym red at the toe, which I think is very cool. I actually quite like how this Air unit looks, and I think that the fades they've incorporated for 2014 in the Air Max units just look very, very unique. So you can see even the bubble starts off as orange, has an orangish tint, and then kind of fades in the middle and turns into a red tint in the forefoot, and that again is on both sides of the shoe. You can see it a little bit more here. It's not a perfect fade, as you can see, but it definitely does look pretty unique. And then, of course, you have a similar fade here in the outsole. It's not a solid rubber. It's more of like a translucent type of rubber. But you can see the fade obviously isn't quite as good. You can't really blend the rubber, I guess. But it starts out as orange and then fades to red right here in the middle. So again, very cool implementation of kind of the color changing effect on here. And again, it just looks really nice. You do have a pretty cool traction pattern on here as well. And for the most part, in terms of comfort, these are going to be very comfortable shoes. I really, really like the Air Max units for 2000. Well, they brought it out, the new one, since 2013, I guess. Other than that, though, guys, I'll just quickly show you the insole. It is, of course, fully removable. This is a Fitsole 2 insole mesh liner on top, and it's made from that ortholite type of material. It's got a decent amount of thickness to it as well. And again, in terms of comfort, just for walking around, these are some of the most comfortable shoes you can buy. That's part of the reason why I picked them up. I like how they look, and I also know they're going to be extremely comfortable. So that's pretty much it as far as how they look. And I move on next to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how they look and, of course, what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the Flyknit Max on feet with a pair of shorts. And I think right now, pretty much anything Flyknit is really an ideal summer shoe. It's nice and cool, they're super comfortable. They really do feel like a pair of socks in terms of how flexible and soft they are on your feet. You can wear them with or without socks, so I would recommend wearing socks just to avoid any kind of unnecessary smells. But for the most part, they're just really good looking and very, very comfortable shoes. Aside from looking cool, what I really like about the 360-degree Air Max units is that they're just very comfortable for casual wear. When you're walking around, they feel very responsive. You kind of get that nice feedback, and it never feels like it bottoms out, which is a sensation that you can get from certain foam cushionings from certain running shoes. So again, as an everyday casual wear shoe, especially if you're doing a lot of standing around, these are just going to be super, super comfortable. In terms of sizing, I would say this is really the only Flyknit shoe that runs true to size. I'm wearing my usual size 9.5, and the fit and length is absolutely perfect. It does have more of a boxy shape versus a lot of the Flyknit runners. So for the most part, you definitely can go to true to size, even if you do have slightly wider feet. But again, if you want a roomier feel, you can safely go a half size up as well. So that's pretty much it as far as what they look like on feet with a pair of shorts. And move on next to what they look like with a pair of pants. Alright, here's a look at the Flyknit Max on feet with a pair of pants. And again, I think that the simple styling of the shoe lends itself well to casual wear. None of the colorways that I've seen are particularly neutral though. So for the most part, this is a shoe that you're going to wear when you want something to stand out, I guess, a little bit. But for the most part, like I said, they're extremely comfortable. The simple design lends itself well to casual wear. And overall, it's just a really, really nice shoe. I'm excited to see what Nike does with this line with their next model. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Nike Flyknit Max. The quality is definitely there. I think it's visually very interesting and it has a lot going for it. Obviously the retail price at $225 is still a little bit steep, but as you can justify it to yourself, this shoe in my opinion is well worth it. Really good looking shoe, and one of those shoes that you can really can wear every single day. Then they not only look good, but they're also extremely comfortable. So again, if you guys are interested in purchasing a pair of these for yourself, you can check out the review page on my website, linked down below in the description. You'll find buy it now links with all the best prices, including the ones that are on sale below the $225. And also on that review page, you will find the high quality images of this shoe that I took myself, just to give you a better idea as to all the details and how it actually does look in person. Other than that though guys, if you have any questions regarding the shoe or any suggestions for shoes you'd like to see me bring in, be sure to leave those suggestions down below in the comments. I'm always open to hearing what you guys would like to see content wise on the channel. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for more sneaker reviews, of course. My social media information is also down below in the description. And other than that guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.